Yes, I thought I still had myself on mute. Um, that, of course, is my favorite scripture. So I go to it often, and I've known it by heart since I was probably about 9 years old. The title of this chapter speaks volumes to me personally because I am feeling like I'm bankrupt. So working with Fortune 500 company, I see people who have a net worth of millions of dollars, and then within several years, they don't have anything based on not managing their money well. So just having your experience and how that happened to you, see it in black and white, and you're, I guess, real to me more so than those individuals. I'm like, okay, this really does happen. How can I prevent that from happening to me? So, throughout this book, I hope that this is going to be a guideline for me to protect myself as much as possible. I know you can't protect yourself from everything, but, being prepared is part of your journey. Well, I think you framed the chapter with that scripture because the Lord is guiding you through all walks of life. Do not fear the unknown, because the Lord is your compass, and He will take you through the peaks and valleys of life, but He's still with you, regardless of what it looks like day to day. Okay. Yes.
In my notes. Excuse me. Well, the main thing is that I think so many people are afraid to fail or fall or stumble. Mm-hmm. And what it shared or showed me, the type of life that you had, the success that you built and then have built again. I'm sorry, on my devices. Have built and built again even. It's kind of like no guts, no glory type of thing. Like if you never, are willing to risk anything, you really, don't put yourself in position to receive everything that God has for you. And so that was the biggest thing. And, your willingness to share, that it wasn't just, I became a millionaire by 32 and happily ever after, it's like it's real life that was going on, and not just in my business. It's another part that I appreciate about any entrepreneur, is that life continues to happen, right? Like you were sharing, like my personal life was a mess. I'm going through this in my personal life. I felt this way about, what I was doing for and with my children. Like that is important, because while your business, or you're working to build your business or rebuild your business, or what have you, an entrepreneur also is continuing to live life. You don't have the luxury of checking out, of life or the business that we're building. We have to exist in both places. So that stood out, definitely to me.
Well, excuse me, the chapter definitely, the title rather, grabbed my attention, because I did not file for bankruptcy, but it was only because I couldn't. It wasn't because I didn't try to. And so right away, I dove into this chapter. It's been a few weeks since I read it, but to answer your first question about the scripture, having walked in a season of life that I never thought I would, have to go through, as far as job loss and just being, just feeling like, even though I have family and parents and things like that, but feeling like it was just me, because by that time I was divorced, and actually having to live and learn and really carry this, especially the A kind of part of the scripture, that the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want, knowing and really learning, not just from hearing it in church and reading in my Bible, actually knowing that is true. It totally resonated with me. And the person that I am on the other side of this experience, obviously, is a different individual. I know that for a fact, that, when you don't have anything coming in, like He is going to take care of me. I don't have to speculate, kind of like when they talked about, not having your parents' religion, but actually having your own walk. Can I comment on the something else that just struck me in the chapter? Should I wait? Okay. There's lots of things that I highlighted, but when you talked about, I think it's on the bottom of page 3, Psalm 121 is where you highlighted that particular chapter, but then the sentence that I highlighted is, it's as though they forget about what God has actually done for them. My prayer is, because I know that, this season I'm in, I'm not staying here. I know that this is not what I'm here for, but my prayer is that when I do have a different station in life, I do not want to ever forget these lean years, these moments where and I think that already I have a different compassion for people, than I did before. And I hate to say that, it sounds terrible, but it's just the truth anyhow. And then the other thing is towards the end of the chapter, when you talked about the be, do, have, I mean, that's, my whole page is yellow. Like, I think I'm going to put that up on a wall somewhere. That's good. That's like good stuff right there. So I'll stop now.
That's Kenya.
Okay. So for me, this chapter, it kind of resonated and it kind of fell in line with the stuff that I've been working on for myself, because when I read it, a lot of times we think that a certain level of success is out of reach. And when you read your story and you had it all, and then it went away. You know what I mean? And that's just life. There's nothing you can do about it. It's just life. But I feel like the key is that you kept on going. You didn't give up. You were like, okay, wait a minute. Let me fall back. Something's out of line. Let me see what's what and get back on track. And I think for me, that was like, okay, that's really what I needed to read at that particular time, because I was like, that's just so true, because you're trying to get somewhere, you get discouraged, and you look at these people that have all this and you feel like they just woke up one day and they just had it, and that's not true. It's a process. And I think if you just keep in mind, no matter what happens, that it's a process, no matter if it's good, you got to take the good with the bad. That's just how it goes. If you just keep in mind that it's a process, and if you keep on with the process, that eventually you'll get to where, you're trying to get to. I think that is what the chapter spoke to me personally. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Mm. Yes.
Great. You asked the question. So in trying to apply your use of the word seed to my own situation, so my paycheck, would that essentially be my seed? Okay. Okay. Yes.
Mm.
Yes. Yep.
Mm,
Yes, tremendously. Thank you.
Hmm. No, I think everybody hit on the things. Either you or someone else hit on all the things that I had written down about chapter 3. Well, chapter 4 I thought was great, and it's a lot of information. So I mean, I don't know if this is something that we can get through all tonight, or even if we want to spread it out. That part, I guess, is up to everyone. Because it definitely was a lot of information to consider, but being an entrepreneur, period, as an intelligent option, for, like you said, turning around a situation or before you even have a situation to turn around. And I love, particularly in the beginning, we were tying it to the scripture about, God giving all of us talents that we can sell or things that we can do to make money. But beyond just going to start a business, that we, study, that we become a student of business, that we, find out what the people want, that we make sure there's a market for our service. Like, there are things to do before you hang your sign, to prevent yourself most likely from starting something that, you may ultimately not do well in. So I liked, that there was a reminder, like, yes, we all have things that we can do. Being the asset, we have gifts and talents to pull from that God has blessed us with, but we also have a responsibility as we, go forward with that.
Yes, there's tons, but I know I want to be sensitive to the time. So Andrew, if we can maybe do the bulk of chapter 4 another day, I would appreciate that. I don't know that's just me throwing that out there. But on page 37, there's a sentence that I highlighted because, of course, it resonated. Being overworked and having the accompanying mental and physical exhaustion can also become a very real problem for moonlight entrepreneurs. This resonated with me. I guess I just want to hear you, Nate, if you can, or anyone else for that matter. But when you were at the start of what you were building, I'm assuming you had another job, I believe. So I really, that is something that I'm just being transparent. Either I'm in the zone, I'm burning all the ends of the candle, or I'm not. Like, there is no middle ground with me, and I know that that's something I'm not going to speak negatively, but it's just a challenge, and it's something that I'm working on. Okay. Oh. Yeah. Right. Wow.
Right.
Yes.
Yes. I like to sleep. I know. I enjoy sleeping. Man. Yeah, right in the gut.
My pastor say, if you can't say amen, just say ouch.
Yes. Ouch.
I missed it. Can you repeat that? I didn't catch it. Oh, geez. Oh.
Yeah, it's that finite period of time. Like Gloria Mayfield Banks says that. She says you could do anything for, a specific amount of time. And I really gather that. And once you get to the top of the mountain or whatever that is for you, you don't miss that. You're like, oh yeah, I woke up at 5 a.m. for a year or whatever, but now I'm here, and it's hard to discipline yourself, but when the trade-off, like getting to the life that you want or not having to check your bank account for every decision, no matter how small, like something like, going out to eat with your friends shouldn't require you, to agonize before you go eat, so things like that. I definitely have a great appreciation for, for discipline and stretching yourself, for that period of time that it takes to reach your goal.
Right.
I think that's yeah. It looks like about 10 minutes to 8. Well, it's 8 for me. 11. I don't have that issue anymore. So we're yeah. Yeah. So
I think what was really standing out to me in chapter 4 was pretty much just do it, start, do it, have a passion, do it, start, and actually what you just said about are you a business owner, are you an entrepreneur? I've actually never looked at it that way because business owner, self-employed, yes. And I've actually never looked at it that way because I think I've tried to start businesses and it is like a job. And I'm like, well, that's not really what I was looking for. Because I have one of those. And so I'm on the phone. And so just hearing that just got my wheels to spinning and okay. I'm on the phone. I'm sorry. And so because that is what was sticking out with me with chapter 4 was just okay, starting it. If you have the passion, do it. Start it, do it. And then as far as the other business, the different corporations and stuff like that, I know a little bit about that stuff already, so that was just falling in line with what I already knew. So that's pretty much what I got.
On page 36, you talked about being able to control your risk by placing a limit on how much you invest in your business. Are you referring to monetary risk or time risk? Can you be more specific? Okay. Yes. 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 Right. Oh, I don't gamble, but okay. Yes. Okay. Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll be working till I'm 85 instead of 60. I agree.
I had that experience this week, and I actually did a Facebook Live about it. And I was talking to a young lady, particularly about the business opportunity, but it just turned into a wide open, discussion because I started sharing things about the book with her. But even before the financial part, what struck me the most that she was most concerned about was being at home with her kids. Like, I don't have kids, but she made me feel like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to have kids so I can be with them. Like, that's how passionate she was in explaining how she wanted to be at home. But then when it came to making a decision to do something other than work 2 jobs and be looking for a 3rd job, she was like paralyzed. And I'm learning how to be a better coach every single day. But I did have a moment of like, my brain couldn't comprehend it. And I guess I'm thankful because I've been I asked questions. And so what came out of her own mouth, I think, was better than anything that could come out of mine. So I asked her, if you don't make the decision to do this, what is your contingency plan? And she said, I don't have one. And I said, okay, this is what I got from what you told me. And I repeated, what I received in terms of her wanting to be home with her children. Is that something that you absolutely want, or something that would just be okay or be cool for you, And so she's like, no, I absolutely want it. I have notebooks. And then she started going on and on again. I said, okay, so what I'm hearing is that you really want to be home with your children. You want to be able to pick them up from school, drop them off at school, go on field trips, all these different things. But you're afraid of making a decision one way or the other that's going to get you there. And you don't have a plan to get you there. And she was just like, I guess you're right. And so, the next thing that I asked her to do was to make a list. I said, we focused a lot on what if this were to go wrong, or all the reasons why you're afraid. And I said, why don't you write a list about all the things that could happen if it went right? And I asked her, if after you make that list, if you're more excited about the list on the right than you are on the left, would you be in a better place to at least make a decision? And she said she would, so I'm supposed to follow up with her tomorrow. But that's what I said to her. Mm-hmm. Okay.
No.
Because it puts, I don't know if it's like a deadline, but it puts it's a time frame rather than just kind of a eventually type of thing. It puts some type of time on it and urgency. Right. Right. So, okay. So put a time. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. Right. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I only heard part of it. I had to go to the door. I work for someone. I work for a food distributor, and I do Mary Kay part-time. 2 years. I actually enjoy getting out of the house and developing relationships.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Mary Kay is helping me not be an introvert. Yes. Yes. Well, that varies. So this month, no. If I have to pay tuition, then the goal is to cover my entire tuition amount for the next semester. That's why I said it varies, but I want to make $1,200 a month. But if I have to pay my tuition, because I'm also a student, if I have to pay my tuition, then my goal is to make the money for my tuition and my books, if that makes sense. Last month, my goal was $1,200. Oh, okay. Yes. I'm halfway at my goal. Yes. A little less than 6. I've sold, I just have my numbers. I sold 1105. Yes. I know. But I have some parties this week. It does, but it gives me anxiety at the same time. Hopefully so, yeah. Yes. Because I want it. Yeah. Then it's going to be too late. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, because I'm about to call before. So thank you. I'm hanging in there. I'm hanging in. No, this is really good. This is really, really good. Thank you so much for leading this and, and asking the questions. Like what I appreciate most about you, Nate, there are a lot of things that I've been able to appreciate in the short time that I've been acquainted with you. But it really is your ability to, put it out there and not allow those of us who are ready, to run from what the truth is. It's like, it's very uncomfortable to face your truth sometimes. Mm-hmm. But I am a firm believer that anybody that loves you, cares about you, thinks anything of you, is not going to just let you drown. They're going to tell you what it is that you need to hear. And if it's something that they know that you can benefit from, they're going to give that to you. And so I appreciate you doing that, not just for me, but, I see you just like keep it out, on everybody. And so, thank you so much for your willingness to do that. And I know that's why you're blessed, to other people. Mm-hmm. Oh, let me look at my notes. Well, you said to me, where you said commit to do something, be all in for 7 days. So for the next 7 days, I'm going to commit to be all in.
Okay.
Well, I'm not, I'm slow to commit to things. So everything that I heard, definitely took note. But what you really have done is shifted my whole thinking about this job that I have, because I have been one of those people that, the carrot out there for me has been, let's hurry up and quit the job. But now I'm thinking, wait a minute, let's rethink that and framing it in terms of that's the seed money is a whole different way of looking at it. And I guess I need to sit with that for a minute. Nice. Good.
I think mine's is the same as Danielle to work the seed money. I'm also looking at the job thing a little different because I'm going to despise it, but I'm like, wait, hold on though. Let me make it work for me while I have it. And so that's my biggest takeaway.
Well, clearly the coaching question for the young lady tomorrow, I'm going to, ask her that and be a consultant, and I believe in my 11 years with this company, I'm very transparent as a person. So it's never been my desire to, kind of lead somebody to the slaughter. Like I talk to them for real. So, but definitely keeping that in mind. And then I'm glad everybody's getting, the part about, working full time on your job and part time on your fortune, because I am full time in Mary Kay and have been for a couple years at this point. And I was just sharing with someone the other day who was like, I hate my job and all these different things. This decision was kind of made for me. I didn't, say I'm blue on the job. I was in a situation where, once I got laid off, and then the second time, to take care of my dad. So it was kind of like, but thankfully I had this as an opportunity. However, before that, I worked even as a sales director through DIQ and as a sales director for over a year with a full-time job. And it made sense to do so. So I definitely would encourage, people, especially because you go to work with a different feeling. You got it going on over here. You don't go, you don't go to work like, oh, you're like, that's what it is. Like, I'm here to get my check. That is it, right? That's my dream. I'm not really here to play with you people. So it's just a different, feeling. I would encourage people to really work to have that feeling. And then as I am always thinking about, different ways to utilize my talent, I absolutely love, it was just 3 simple things. Find out what they want, go get it, and give it to them. And so, there are some other wheels turning that I am outlining, some services that I can, present to people. And I'm actually in that stage, like, what do entrepreneurs need? What do small business owners need that I can provide in this manner? And so even in chapter 4, like the whole outline, the business plan, all of that, Mary Kay, has given us like this package. But when you're doing your own thing, right, it is great to have that, step by step, write this down. When you're having, everything that you outlined, it was very simple for somebody who just has a thought to be able to put something on paper and actually have a plan. So I took that away as well.
Thank you.